than what we normally do, guys. We normally have our skits, we have our shows, we have our laughters, our moments, ¿verdad? Pero esta noche se la quiero dedicar a nuestra amiga, our sister, our diva, Delia Rodriguez. Delia Rodriguez, as we all know, passed away last night. And it has been a devastating news for us. Every time we lose a friend, a family member, a loved one, es algo muy difícil, ¿verdad? Dios tiene un propósito para cada uno de nosotros en esta vida. Vamos de peregrinos, vamos de paso en esta vida, guys. I know I'm not the best person here to speak, ¿verdad? Regarding to this, porque pues I'm going to be very honest. I fall short of God's glory. Pero yo creo en Dios. Yo creo en Dios. Dios me va a perdonar por mis pecados, ¿verdad? Y esta noche lo vuelvo a repetir. I wanted to do something different to remember the legacy of Delia Rodriguez. She passed away last night. And it's something very difficult, not only for myself, but for a lot of people. She was very supportive of me as an individual. She was always sharing my lives. She was always sharing a lot of the things that I was doing. She would message me often and giving me advice. Se mortificaba por mí como persona. At one point, to be honest, we were not in talking terms, ¿verdad, guys? Pero we grew out of it y los perdonamos. About a year and a half ago, yo y ella los perdonamos. Dejamos todo a su lado y comenzamos a estar unidos, ¿verdad? En estos momentos, I'm going to invite Miss Painter to the show and allow her to express herself. And, she has a lot to say. Let me call her and bring her here on board with us.
Hola, Rita.
Hola, amiguita, ¿cómo estás?
Como la fregada.
Ay, amiga, ¿qué puedo decir?
I wanted to come on tonight to thank everybody that's messaged me, that has sent prayers and condolences to the family. Como sabes, estoy derrotada. I'm going to try to be able to talk. And I'm doing this for Delia because this morning somebody tried to destroy her legacy. Somebody that is a piece of shit. But I am not going to allow that to happen to Delia. I have always defended her, and I will continue. Delia, people don't know Delia. Delia is one of Escuata. She's a twin. She has her other twin, and she only has two sisters that are left in her family. Everybody has passed away, and she has her grandchildren. At the age of 46, her daughter passes away and leaves her three little children. 3, 6, and 9, I believe, were the ages. And Delia takes over those three children, and she raises them to what she got them to already. They're one's graduating in May with her bachelor's. The other one is halfway through her bachelor's. Her grandson has gotten his CDL. She now has 2 great-grandchildren that she was 3 great-grandchildren that that were driving her crazy. She loved them. Anybody that knows Delia had her on Facebook, ponía gorro with her great-grandchildren or her grandchildren's pictures all over the place. Very, very proud of them. And always, she was always bragging about if they heard their school grades, their anything, that they were her pride and joy. She's got one living son that has three grandchildren for Delia, and she's very proud of him and proud of his family. Her daughter-in-law she adores. Delia's a person that has a beautiful family, and the reason she has a beautiful family and the entire family is crushed is because she has a beautiful heart. She had a beautiful heart, and I continue to say she has because I can't even believe that she's gone. Uh, she Everybody that Delia touched in the community, Delia knows lots and lots and lots of people because to her there was not a stranger in the store, at the restaurant, anywhere, and and she would personally get to know everybody in town and everybody that needed a hand. She made sure she went and got whatever they needed in the neighborhood, in her community, everywhere. I mean, we'd go to Progreso and she'd get these kids over to our table and she'd sit them down and give them all lunch. She would ask them what their sizes of clothes were and she would write them down. So the next time we went, she was going to take them clothes and shoes. And she just was always caring for everybody else. And to the point that I find out today, which I talk to Delia every day, I don't know how many times per day, I would talk to the last person on the phone talking to Delia every day was myself. Well, I thought, but anyway, she might have talked to other people, but she would call me every night before I'd go to sleep. And then the next day, when she'd wake up, she would call me. And I never knew this, but today, uh, her son goes to the hospital to look for her because they still haven't taken her to the funeral home to find out that Delia was in San Antonio. And I said, what is she doing in San Antonio? Well, Delia donated her eyes and they took her to San Antonio to harvest her eyes. Somebody else will be seeing through her eyes. And that's how giving Delia is. You know, it gave me a little bit of comfort that those beautiful eyes were going to still be alive. She was still going to see the world through those eyes and give somebody else sight. So that's how giving Delia is. She she will be greatly, greatly missed by everybody, and I want everybody to know that she loved everybody. She knew everybody there on the page, and she would talk to most of them and just loved everybody. There was not a bad person for her. And for them to say that Delia se había ido al infierno, they said this morning on that page that she had gone to hell because she was such a bad person, is not something I'm going to stand and take from anybody. Because Delia is not a bad person. She was not a bad person. And she's not in hell. She's not in hell. And I am so happy that as bad as this sounds, they even went to the point of researching that the last thing that Delia posted on social media was que chinguen su madre las pendejas. And I'm even going to have that put on her gravestone because I think that the last thing she said was exactly what she wanted to tell them for the rest of their lives. And I hope I get to say that. And that tells you who Delia is. She was a fighter. She was a hardworking person. She brought forth her children and her grandchildren practically by herself because she got married later in life. But uh, everybody that knew Delia, they believed that, she made them feel like you are beautiful and you are loved and I love you so much. So, you know, hell, I'd be damned if I let a piece of shit, I would be damned if I would allow that to be said about her, because I don't know who put them in charge of the pearly gates, but they claim that she went to hell and that the last that she died doing bashing people, she didn't die bashing people. You know, she just couldn't handle the fact that these people are so heartless. I didn't expect those people to hurt for her or to care or to grieve for her, because they don't even grieve for their own families. But Delia has family that loves her very much and always will, and will not allow for those people to say those things about her. Now, she was very upset, Jaime. She was very upset about the picture that they put out of you and me. And um, she that's the last message through Messenger that I got from her. She sent me the picture, and she sent it to several people, and she was very upset about that. I don't know if that's what caused her to have her heart attack, but I tell you something. She said that your show was over, and she got up and collapsed and died. She finished your show though. She's probably watching us right now, and she's probably saying, hey, she's probably wanting to post so bad. But I can tell you that they are very, very mistaken, and they are so ugly. Those people are the ugliest people I have ever heard. We have bashed each other back and forth, but I have never heard somebody with such ugliness talk about dead people. Now, they did this to the Marroquines. They they bashed their dead people. Well, you know, they didn't learn. They better not start bashing Delia, because I don't care if I get my forehead bit. I will make sure that they don't bash her. And I will make sure that this doesn't end there. Yo lo juro on Delia's grave, that I am not gonna, I am not gonna stand for what was said this morning. This woman is so horrible. And I don't know if there's people here from her page listening to this, because I know there was people over there listening this morning, and for them to sit there and watch somebody say that, you don't say that about anybody. I don't care, even if they are bad people. And we all know Delia's not in hell. Delia had a good soul and a good heart. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody here knew that I know you sent me a message telling me not to watch it,
I did.
but I read the message after I had already watched it.
I didn't
I
want you to see any of the stuff going on because sé que es algo muy doloroso. And como te dije, my hands are tied. If not, I would have been out there defending and ya
No,
sabes, Miss Peter.
you have to consider the source, Jaime. These people are horrible, horrible. Um, I mean, they are evil people. They laugh about the dead people. They make fun of the dead people. They take advantage of poor people and take their money to go do things, go to restaurants and go to gamble, do all these things. And these are people that work for their money. And this is why Delia was on this page. This is why I was on this page and will continue to be. Because as long as there's evil people like that, we need to stand up. We need to stand up because there's other people that are scared. They're scared to speak up. You know, what do? They stop sending the money and this happens to them. They say something to defend what they're saying and they get kicked out and they start bashing on them. You know, somebody has to be strong. Somebody has to stand up and say, well, yes, you don't do this to people. But I wanted to thank everybody. I've gotten a lot of messages. Everybody's so sweet. Uh, there's going to be.
And I mean, going back, Miss Painter, you know, tantas veces que te traté de abrir los ojos para decirte la clase de persona que es esa persona, ¿verdad? And at the beginning, you would give them the benefit of the doubt. Y luego Delia and I, we would talk about it. And se enojaba Delia contigo, because ¿qué andas haciendo?
I
Y,
know.
y todo pasa en esta vida, and for one reason or another, pues God needed Delia, ¿verdad? Vamos de paso en esta vida, and it's something que es muy doloroso para todos, right? And es buscar que Dios los dé la fortaleza para seguir hacia adelante. But at the same time, it's an eye opener for a lot of people to see the type of people they are in other platforms. No se
Uh,
detienen.
the most horrible thing that happened Halloween night. I thought that was the most horrible thing to do to people that had a mother that had passed away and a husband that had passed away, and the way they just made them break to the point of coming up to their face, and what happened, and viciously biting that lady. That I thought that was the most horrible thing, and I thought, I can't believe that human beings will do this. But this morning, when I heard the the explanation of, I'm not going to be a hypocrite, and I'm going to tell you, Delia's in hell. She went to hell. She went to se murió us, you know, bashing me. What makes her think? Well, yes, she's a pendeja, and yes, Delia said que chingue su madre las pendejas. She probably is right on there, but uh, you know, I if that's what she's Delia's having problems into getting into hell because she said that, I'm pretty sure God's seen the whole story. I am pretty sure
Y
that
por
He.
eso yo te había dicho that I didn't want you to see any of that. I didn't want you to see any of that, nor what they were putting on the peach pit, nada, because to me, that, deja que la, like,
You see, the thing is, Jaime, that it doesn't. What they put on the pitch pen and what they say doesn't bother me. It bothered Delia so much because I'm her niece and she loves me so much, and she used to tell me that it would bother her, and I used to calm her down and say, hey, don't worry about it, don't bother me. It makes me laugh because I know it's not true, but you know, we're all different and it bothers her. The thing is that they are nobody to say, oh, now they're going to say that because of me she had a heart attack. Well, hell, you know, you're not Delia. It's not for you to say. You don't know what Delia's feelings are. You know, you can't say that.
right.
So now they're making it. They're. I would have paid her the $3 damn today to shut her damn mouth, because for $3 she wanted to make this death of Delia about her. About her. Well, what about me? What about me? What about you, bitch? What about you? Pónteme enfrente. Y pónteme enfrente ahorita. Me vale. I'm so angry.
Miss Painter, you gotta seek God, ¿verdad? Que te dé esa paz, esa tranquilidad. And you're gonna hurt, pues eres humano, ¿verdad? And it's understanding, pero gente como esa no vale la pena. No vale
No,
la pena.
yo sé, Jaime, yo misma me lo digo, que son de lo más peor basura. Y dijeron que Delia era basura o que yo era basura. A mí me vale. Pero no van a hablar de the dead people in my family. They are not going to do that.
I know that you
Oh,
had contacted someone regarding to a video they had made earlier, ¿verdad? That, they had made a video talking about you and Delia. And was they didn't care.
they
And
don't care. They don't care. But you know what? Uh, when this funeral's over, I'm going to go and talk to whoever cares. I know it's not illegal. They can't arrest her for saying that and blah, blah, blah. But I do know that speaking up makes a difference in whatever sentence is put out there.
I think one of the main
Because there's
things,
a lot of victims.
right, and one of the main things that I've seen right now is that Peach Pit page también. We have to figure out a way to bring it
Well,
down.
I don't know who they are. I wish I knew who they were because what they post about me, I could give these shits about it. But you know, they will meet their day. They will meet their day also. These people will meet their day. Así como dice, tenemos el timeline. Está bien. Pero, I can tell you one thing. By the amount of people that have been sending me messages and stuff, that tells you a lot about who Delia was.
Right.
How many people love Delia. That tells you who she was. And I continue to take everybody. All I know about funeral services is that Wednesday night, if she comes back from, and that's another thing. When her son told me she was over there in San Antonio, I said, "What the hell did she do? Go to San Antonio without me?"
Se fue y se paseó sin ti.
Fue sin mí. And I was like, hell no. And so she's supposed to be back tomorrow, and then hopefully there will be an obituary posted for the San Benito Ashcraft funeral. So it's supposed to be Wednesday night, the the viewing service or whatever, and then the funeral is on Thursday at 2:00. Because you see, that's another thing. Delia would never set any appointments, doctor's appointments, before 2:00 because she would miss them. She would not show up. So we want to make sure she shows up. So we had to make the funeral at 2:00.
Si no, no fuera ido.
No va,
No va,
no va.
no va y se queda en San Antonio.
But she's probably going to stay over there. I guarantee you. I called my son and I said, "Hey, are you sure Delia's not in my bedroom?" And he said, "Why?" And I told him, it's like, she's over there in San Antonio.
A lo mejor se pasa para Louisiana Gamble.
So, wow, I could not believe that she had, there's going to be, at that other page, there's rumors. They say that I was talking to her at the time that she dropped and that we were talking about that person, echándole madres. That's not true. That's not true. I was not talking to Delia on the phone when that happened. Your show had just finished, from what I understand. She got up, she stood up next to her husband and collapsed. And so,
maybe if I would have continued the show,
she would have continued to sit
she
there.
would have still been sitting there.
Yeah, but, I'm sure she's watching the show, Jaime, right now. I guarantee you. The only problem here is somebody else is going to have to take charge of notifying us all.
And sharing everything, porque ella la
Yeah.
campeona, sharing videos, sharing todo, messages y todo. And
Yes. And so today I missed her notification. I don't know for why, but I don't get the notifications. And sometimes she would notify me, sometimes, and I would get the notification also. But she was always my backup notifying person. And so somebody needs to take it over. And I know she would notify everybody on her list.
Right, because even when she was over there yeah, con Frank, the No More Chisme, she would share the stuff that Frank, and everyone would receive las
Yeah,
cosas de Frank.
yeah.
And then como Frank, died down or went away, she came with me, acá sharing screenshots y todo, and very, very active, and she was a very good
Yeah.
person. And
And she's still, she would talk to Frank all the time, and Frank is still in somebody else's is in disbelief of what happened, and yeah, didn't have anybody she hated. There's somebody she totally disliked, even
I
the
actually
son.
wanted to notify Frank, to be honest, pero dije, sabes que it's not your place and time. So I didn't notify him. I said you would probably contacted him. I
I
found out.
did, I did contact him. He's in total disbelief.
And,
Also, we all are.
and last night I know you called me, me dijiste, but I didn't want to put it out there, verdad? I wanted you to agree.
I know, Hyman. I didn't want. It had just happened. I didn't want you to put it out there, but I made a mistake. I
I
called.
mean, to be honest, me comencé a pelear with people because it's
I
not,
made
it's
a
not,
mistake, not by telling you. I should have allowed you to say, tell people before anybody else. But I made a mistake and called a friend and said, please, because I don't see these things. People send me stuff, and somebody sent me that that other platform had mentioned Delia, that Velda had mentioned Delia and her grandkids. And so I didn't want her grandkids to see that on the night that their grandma had died. So I asked a friend to please ask if they would remove that video. And what did they do? They didn't remove the video, and they went live right away to
talking shit.
tell. Yes.
Talking
And
shit.
so I thought, oh my God,
I
I'm
know
even.
I know last night Manny was trying to figure it out too, and I messaged him and I told him shit. I did. Because a mucha gente de esa, pues ¿qué les importa? Cuando, some of them talk real bad about her y todo, y todavía está trying to get some sort of credibility out of this. This is not a joke. This is someone who's hurting right now. Miss Painter's hurting, and people just don't understand that sometimes you have to put your differences aside and be more understanding as a person.
Unfortunately, not everybody is that kind of a human. There's, I could, it's hard for me to really believe that there's evil people. This person that I saw this morning, I had never seen a more evil person. I had not seen that. And it's incredible for people to take joy and out of somebody's death.
I did reach out last night to Rose. The reason why is because every time I would go live, I would always see the thank you Rose or thank you Delia. It was back and
Yeah,
forth,
yeah,
and I started catching up to it a couple of weeks ago. Es Delia la que está mandando the notification.
yes, yes,
Y por eso
yes,
miraba yo la interaction ahí, oh, thank you Delia, thank you Rose, y thank you this and thank you that. Yo le mandé
yeah,
decir a Rose anoche because of the
yeah.
interaction that I would see. Le dije, lo que había pasado. And
I
that's
posted on her page because I felt that her grandchildren should be the ones, and so I was caught in between all of that, and but I knew that everybody gets messages from Delia, and eventually people were going to start wondering, hey, where's Delia? You know, and antes que dijeran que estaba en jail o debajo de la cama, I thought, well, I need to tell Jaime and figure out what's a good time to. I mean, here we were talking at midnight, at 1 o'clock in the morning,
right.
and so, but it is what it is. I do consider the source. But I also know that there's people that don't know us. They don't know anything about us. They don't know anything about even the valley, and they hear things and they think it's true.
Right.
And I wanted to set it straight because besides the reason that I'm here is because I started out defending Delia, and she takes off with and leaves me with it. So,
Pero no te dejas sola. She leaves you with me.
oh
You and I
no,
have bond a lot through these
no,
weeks, months.
Delia and I are inseparable every day. Inseparable everywhere we went, everywhere we talked forever. Um, so I thought last night, I thought she's gonna come see me in my dream or something. No, ella andaba en San Antonio.
Ella se fue a pasear, dijo, ahí te guacho y quédate tú
Yes,
sola.
and we had talked about it because this coming weekend, we had talked about going to San Antonio,
Mhm.
and I thought today, I thought, gee, Nella, we were supposed to go next weekend. What do you mean? She took off to San Antonio.
Right.
But isn't that beautiful that now I'm going to go around looking at everybody's eyes?
Eyes trying to figure out who this person is, and it would be very nice to know who this person is
I
because
hope we get to find out because Delia had beautiful eyes and big eyes.
mhm,
And so to know that somebody that
to know that
sees
somebody's able to see
eyes,
now thanks to Delia, it's something beautiful.
yeah. So you never know, right?
¿Verdad?
When I'll let you go for
Está
the
bien, Miss
show.
Painter. Well, so we're here for you, and whatever you need, me hablas.
I know you guys are. I feel the love. Every message I get. I know you guys are there.
Okay, Miss
Thank
Painter.
you very
Muchísimas gracias, Miss Painter.
much. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, it's something very difficult for Miss Painter, for a lot of us, and it's very sad, but at the same time, let's remember all those beautiful moments she left each and every one of us. I'm gonna end this life, guys, and I'm gonna come back right now in a different life because I really need to talk to you about an issue. Um, but I don't want to mix it with this beautiful moment we just had remembering Delia Rodriguez legacy. Thank you for each and every one of you for the prayers for the family, for the prayers for Miss Painter, to reaching out to Miss Painter. Gracias por dándole el apoyo. Miss Painter and I, we have bond because of this show. Um, we have grown to communicate a lot. And even though sometimes we've had our differences and stuff like that in the past, or she might have said something, guys, we were able to still come together. So I will be ending this live, and I want to thank everybody that was here with us tonight. I will come back live. The second live, I'm not going to take too long, but I want to clear some stuff up with each and every one of you guys. Rest in peace, Delia Rodríguez, y que Dios te tenga en su santa gloria.